Just to start things off, I'm gonna warn you guys that I'm gonna have to be keeping it pretty quiet, which I am capable of doing, Dave. But, I'm bunking with a buddy of mine, and he's getting his beauty rest right now, so I'm gonna try to not wake him up. Apparently, not all of my friends share me and Catherine's weakness for, not sleeping. And I'm also kind of sick because apparently it's a bad idea to share food and drinks with your friends during cold season. My bad. But enough of me griping. It's Thanksgiving. It's time for football and turkey and getting out all of your Christmas decorations at midnight. I guess, well, not if you're Dave. Or, well, I guess anyone except me. I just really like Christmas decorations. But Thanksgiving is also a time for family, which is kind of a tricky topic. So I guess I'll start with that. So when I was little, I always used to get really mad around this time of year because I didn't have a family, and it was kind of, tough. And I was really lonely. But there have been a lot of people that have really changed that since then, and I feel like I owe it to all of them to talk about them a little bit, put them up on the pedestal. So that's what I'll be doing, I guess. The first person is not even someone that I'm still in contact with, and I doubt he has any idea of the effect that he had on me, but this person is my 7th grade geography teacher. I know. Nobody really looks back at 7th grade with fondness, but here we go. So, 7th grade is normally the time when young people take it upon themselves to do their creative rediscovery. So basically, I doodled in class a lot, and Mr. Masters, he and I didn't always see eye to eye on this. He thought it was disrespectful, that I wasn't paying attention, etc. And he was a fan of the pop quiz. I was not so much a fan, and basically, long story short, I needed points in his class, and I needed them real fast. So I got this idea. There was this book that he loved. He always talked about it. And I figured if I read that book and then I talked to him about it, that he would like me, because he couldn't assign it for reading because he was a geography teacher. So I figured if I did it on my own, it would put me on his good side. And this book was called The Outsiders. And I figured I would hate it, We all figured that we're gonna hate the books that our teachers like because they're grown-ups. What do they know? But I didn't. I really loved it. It kind of changed my life. It made me realize that families and communities and friendships are so much more complex than I was giving them credit for, and family is not a one-shot deal. It doesn't end with blood, and you can get as many second chances with it as you need. And that was a really important thing for me to hear when I was 13 and angry and completely isolated. I never did end up talking to Mr. Masters about the book because it felt so personal. But I'm so glad that I read it because of him, and I'll always be grateful. A second person that I should probably be thankful for is my social worker. He's kind of a dick. His name is Snyder, but he does his job, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the fact that his name is Snyder, like, I feel like that should tell you something. It's the same name as the bad cop in The Sting, and what have we learned from movies? They always tell the truth. The third person is also a grown-up, and she's real special. Her name is, well, I call her Miss Meta, and she was the first person who told me that I could really go someplace, you know, with my skills. I didn't even know they were skills, and I was just some angry kid who liked to make messes and spill my emotions out onto paper, onto walls. And she looked at me and she said, "You know, you can do something with this that's constructive." She taught me everything that I know about set design, which admittedly isn't a lot, but we're both learning. It's a process. And she always believed in me, and I have so much to be thankful to her for. I'm thankful that I have a job, because a lot of people don't. I'm thankful that I like my job. I mean, as much as you can like your job, obviously. I'm thankful for my coworkers. I hear so many people complain about their coworkers, but mine are honestly the bomb.com. They're great. I should just list them off because they're so fantastic. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget anyone. Ike, Racetrack, Crutchy, Davy, Jojo, Les, Specs, Spot, Smalls, Albert, Mush, the Delanceys, Romeo, Buttons, Darcy, Finch, Kid Blank, Skittery, Sniper, Mike. Y'all are the best. I mean it. I would go into personal details about each and every one of you, but that would probably take the better part of like 4 hours, and then it would be 7 in the morning, and then people would be mad at me. So I'm just gonna pick a couple moments and I guess talk about them because I really think they are representative of my friendships as a whole. So my friend Crutchy, he's probably the strongest person that I've ever met. He's great. He's never lets anything get him down. He's always optimistic, and he's funny, and he's tough, and he looks at the world and sees it how it is, but he still always keeps a smile on his face. And I'm not just saying that because I need to get back on his good side, because I ruined Thanksgiving last year. No, he's right, I really did ruin it. I set the turkey on fire. I don't know how it happened. It just suddenly it was burning, and it's really not even that funny. Like, he always laughs when he tells the story, but it was terrifying. He got hurt. I was horrified. There was just a lot. That was quite the holiday. No one went to the ER. I'm thankful for that, but we came pretty damn close. And I'm thankful for new friends. My pal Davey, I mean, I didn't just meet him, but he's the newest to the bunch, and I can't even remember what it was like before he was around. I don't know how I didn't kill myself or something. He's always thinking, and I'm always not. I just don't think when I'm like, I wonder if I could ride my bike down a snowy hill. And it doesn't really occur to me to think that, like, that it might not work. And Davey's always the one who's saying, Well, actually, according to the laws of physics, or, you know, whatever, safety rules, road regulations, he's got it all down. And he's really good at thinking on his feet. Like, I'm the kind of kid who goes off instincts. Like, if a Doberman, okay, it wasn't even a Doberman, it was like a hound of hell. Like, Hades looked at this dog and said, go forth and cause chaos. But anyway, there was this dog, and it was chasing us, and like, my instinct when I see a big dog is to run, which apparently you're not supposed to do. I wasn't aware of this, but Davey looked it up later. So, you know, I'm going off my instincts, but Davey is the kind of guy who thinks on his feet. And he had an orange in his pocket because he's that kind of person. And it occurred to him to just throw it. And the dog went after the orange, and we climbed up on a dumpster and had to sit there for a while before the dog left. But that would never have occurred to me. And it did to him, and he saved both of our necks. I'm thankful for my fellow royal brat, asshole, movie-loving friend, Spot. You're great. You're a douche, but you're great. Spot is my fellow artist. He keeps me inspired. Dance is his thing, and blows my mind. The stuff he has to do, he's so dedicated, and I don't know if I'd have gotten this far with my art, with my drawing, without watching him and seeing what he's doing with his. Like, I'm just not the kind of person who looks at my talent and thinks this is something that I want to do something with. But he does. He always has a plan. He's always thinking. And seeing him do that, you know, makes me think about what I can do. I'm thankful for the Delanceys for being my moral compass, because I always look at them and then look at myself and say, I'm never gonna be that bad. I'm thankful for Santa Fe. I don't know if this is stupid or what, but you know, sometimes it's just that thing you gotta latch on to when you don't have anything else. I don't know if it's gonna be like what I see in my head, or if I'm gonna get there someday and be disappointed, or if I won't even get there at all, but sometimes when you don't have anything, you gotta cling to something. I'm so grateful to all my friends for being my family, and for showing me that I do have a family, even when I thought that I never would. And if I get into all that mushy feelings stuff, then I'll get all... We don't need to do that. So, I guess I'll stop here. Happy Thanksgiving.